All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday so far. We did push the live stream here a little bit to 1:30, so thanks for accommodating. I know a lot of you are doing the class on the recorded version anyways, but we do try. Some people have emailed. Pretty much we're at noon every single day. I just have a little bit of a schedule conflict once in a while, but I'll always post it on the YouTube channel at some point before noon if the class time live is going to change, as I know you guys like practicing live as well. So let's go ahead and start today in child's pose. And take your knees so they're mat width apart. I'm actually going to set my, on the Apple Watch you have the little workout deal, so I'm going to set that today. For yoga. And here we go. All right, child's pose, knees mat width apart. You can start on your forearms, and then as you soften your hips back, you can just let your elbows slide out and possibly your forehead and comes down onto the ground. I know we've got the board still here on the studio, and I talk a lot of times about the traffic that is on the street right here in front of the studio, and it's endlessly. I've never seen it without traffic, and my question is always, and still to this day, where is everybody going? What's everybody up to? It's such an interesting question to explore, and the truth in answering that question is that we really don't know. Most of the time we don't even know where we're going. And so it is nice to be able to settle into a practice, and I think we've all found an appreciation and during this time, the last 8 months, of coming to our mat, engaging everything that is about the mat and the body and the mind connection through your breath. And so you could take it with that approach completely and don't have to really make it more complicated than the breath at all. And your next inhale, let's rise and come up to all fours. And set your hands so that apart. Bring your knees in so that they're hip width apart. And seal your lips and begin to breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. We'll start with a little outer hip awakening. And so as you rock on the knees, and seal your lips, inhale through your nose, exhale out through your nose. And then bring yourself back to square. And tabletop, spread your fingers, and on your inhale, curl your toes under. And with your exhale, lift your knees and draw your hips back into a downward facing dog. So you can start with your knees slightly bent. Make sure you're feeling the balls of your feet connect down into the ground. And that way, when your hands press down, you're going to feel the elevation and some separation. The separation being the sensation of the stretch, the opening that you're creating. And with the shape here in down dog, so through your back body, your hamstrings. If you hold on to it quite a bit underneath your shoulders, you'll feel it there. And let's bring your big toes in towards each other. And then look forward and start to walk your feet all the way up to the top of the mat. And big toes together. And bend your knees as much as you'd like. And let your head fall down. And keep your feet grounded where they are, but add a little sway with your torso side to side. Notice how the sway moving your head, even just your head or your shoulders, right and left, changes the sensation, what you're feeling through your back body. And realize your midline, even weight in both feet. Hands onto your shins. Inhale to lift halfway. Support the halfway lift with your arms. And as you exhale, forward fold, bring your head back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins. And then exhale, forward fold, come back down. And one last time. Inhale to lift halfway. And as you exhale, forward fold, bring your head back down. Okay, now stand up. Inhale, rise. Sweep the arms over your head. Reach up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. And with your inhale, circle the arms over your head. Reach up. And as you exhale, forward fold, bring your hands down to the ground. Smooth flow. Inhale, lift halfway. Bend the knees, plant the hands. 2 big steps back into your high plank. And from your high plank, take an inhale. And put your knees down onto the ground. Exhale, lower your chest down onto your mat. Flow with your breath. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your heart up. And exhale, soften your chest back down. 2 more like that. Inhale, ground the tops of the feet as you lift the chest up. And exhale, soften the chest back down. 1 more, shoulders back. Inhale, baby cobra. And as you exhale, soften the chest down. Press up to all fours, hands and knees. And reset your table. The table being your body in this case, so your knees are hip width and your hands are shoulder width apart. Plug your hands into the mat. Feel your arms get strong. Lift the tailbone, drop the belly. Inhale, lift the chin. And exhale, tuck the chin round through the spine. And pull your side ribs in and your back ribs up. Inhale to extend, come through cow pose, look forward. And exhale, tuck your chin round through your spine. 3 more. Inhale to extend. And exhale, tuck round and squeeze. 2 more. Inhale, extend. And exhale, rounded spine, squeeze. 1 last time. Inhale to extend. And exhale, round your spine, squeeze, feel your belly, feel your back waking up this afternoon. And then come into a flat back. Step your right foot back, tuck your toes. Strong right leg, step your left foot back, tuck your toes. You're in a high plank, feet are about hip width apart. Together, take an inhale. Bend the arms, lower halfway, elbows straight back. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, come back, downward facing dog. You could always place that bend to your knees as much as you need to. Pull your hips back and firm your hands into the ground. And keep waking up through your back body. You feel your core, bring your big toes together. Breathe a little bit more, bend your knees, look forward. And exhale, take 2 big steps to the top of your mat. Inhale to lift halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up to flow. Exhale, dive, hands to the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Bend the knees, plant the hands, 2 big steps back to your high plank. And together, take a breath in. And strong back, exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, tops of the feet, upward facing dog. And then exhale, lift your hips. And draw through your hips, feel the action, connect strength through your legs. And you'll feel it squeezing out. Your shoulders are flexing here. You maintain the line through your spine, so your neck is drawing out of your shoulder girdle. And your ears are either just above or in between your biceps. And depends on the openness of your hamstrings. Big toes come back together. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. And exhale, take 2 big steps to the top of your mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, circle the arms, stand up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart, feel your core. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, dive, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, high plank. And together, connect breath, inhale. Exhale, bend the arms, elbows straight back, chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, up dog. And stay lengthened out of your low spine, come back into your downward facing dog. Even weight into your hands, 1 breath in. And set your balance through your exhale, 1 breath out. Left foot stays, inhale, lift your right leg up, feel your hands. And exhale, bring your right knee into your nose. Inhale, kick your right leg back. And exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, kick your right leg back. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Inhale, kick your right leg back. And exhale, step your right foot through. Plant your right foot, draw up and out through your torso, and straighten your front leg any amount. Feel the hamstring, so you don't have to straighten the leg. Feel the hamstring, keep your foot grounded. And pull your belly in, feel any tightness. And the awareness of the tightness, and then sending the breath into it and to create more space. Opening to the release. Bend your front leg, soften your back knee down. And your left hand remains. Untuck your toes, reach your right arm up into a twist. And you can feel soft to turn the gaze sideways, and then take your right hand, put it down onto your lower back. And so as you place the palm to your low back, turn your gaze back down onto the ground, and see if you can bend your right leg a little bit more. And it gets tight in that hip crease. And keep your breath flowing with your lips sealed. Nice. Stand back onto your left knee. Turn your right foot flat. Use your belly and reach your left arm up. And so we're square, feeling the stretch in the front of your right shoulder. And now turn your chest back to the right. Reach your left arm up, back any amount. And you should feel this in your left side body. Work that front foot to balance. And building your core awareness, stay for your inhale. And on your exhale, bring your gaze and left hand down onto the ground. Right hand back to the mat, tuck your back toes. And lift off your back knee. Pull your knees away from each other. And draw with your belly, set palms flat. Step your right foot back into a high plank, level it out. And exhale, bend your arms, chaturanga. Inhale, tops of the feet, press upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips and come back into your downward facing dog. And you can say, feel that, and kind of like a set, and then it stabilizes the mind. Keep building confidence in this microcosm of a breath cycle. And then that can expand and to direct your focus. It also builds your endurance, and so you put your endurance into the breath cycle. And I always say you could do anything for one breath cycle. No matter where you are, where you're picking it up from, or what direction you're heading in. Keep your right foot down. Inhale, left leg lifts up. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Strong belly, strong back. Inhale, kick back and up. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Inhale, kick back and up. Exhale, knee to your right elbow. Inhale, kick back and up. And exhale, step your left foot all the way through. And set your hands, set your feet. And make sure you're lifting out of your low back. So the arms are there, and to connect you into the strength and drawn out through your torso, take an inhale. And exhale, put your right knee down onto the mat. Right hand stays, reach your left arm up. And as you twist, right knee down. Could feel soft, turn your gaze to the left. You should be able to feel the inhale because it gets tight down there into your left hip crease, so you should be able to feel in the inhale rising through your torso. Take your left hand, put it on your low back. That's going to open up the shoulder, the front deltoid. And then as we square, look down, stand back on your right knee. That takes you off your right hand so it can reach up. And balance is in your front foot. Turn your chest back to the left. And then reach your right arm up and back. And so your approach is incredibly mindful. Every movement is supported by a breath. And if you're holding your breath, just slow it down. Slowly bring your gaze and right hand back down onto the ground. And take your left hand back to the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your right knee. Feel the knees draw away from each other. Get that right leg as straight as you can. And straighten that front leg out any amount. Feel the hamstring. You reach that point and where the hamstring is taut. And the sensation is there. You can put your mind onto the sensation. Breathe in and breathe out. And bend your front leg now. Step your left foot back. Come into a high plank and level it out. Bring your big toes together. Two legs stronger as one. Bend the arms, elbows back. Chaturanga. Flow tops of the feet. Inhale, up dog. And as you exhale, and draw your hips back, downward facing dog. So these hips should not feel like the same hips as when you started this practice. When you change the hips, you change the feeling through the spine. And the relationship of sensation as it goes all the way through your spine. And then it starts to connect to your mind, of course. Big toes together, lift your heels up. And bend your knees. Exhale, walker, little hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, stand up, arms over your head. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. And stagger your feet so they're at least hip-width distance apart. And turn your heels out slightly and then bend your legs. Sit down in a squat with your hands to your heart. And then you're going to pulse your bum up and down. 5, 4, 3. Feel your thighs. 2. And then 1. Stand up, straight legs. Bring your arms by your sides. Proud chest, humble chin. And take a breath in. And keep your base wide. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms face. And then sit back into a chair with your arms reaching up, Utkatasana. And lift your wrist a little higher. And draw your low belly in as you rock the weight back into your heels. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Dive through your midline, forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale to lift halfway, flat back. And bend the knees, plant the hands, step back into your high plank. Keep that broad base so your feet are hip-width distance apart. Press down through the mat into your fingertips and cross your right ankle behind your left ankle. And squeeze your ankles, and that's going to draw you through your upper inner thighs. And your left leg stays strong. You're activating the psoas, inner thigh to your low back. And you float your right foot back, bring it all the way around, big step to the outside of your right hand. Hands are inside your right foot, take an inhale. Pivot your back heel down, that's the first step on your exhale. Walk your hands all the way towards your back foot, and turn your right toes in, turn your left toes out. And so now we're side lunging. So my right foot is flat. And then the left toes turned out to create some space. Pull your knees away from each other as you ground the feet down. And your hands are on the ground to support balance. Breathe into it. And so if we're going to get that length out of your low back, if we're going to take the weight, right? I don't know in our low backs. It doesn't make any sense. Like we're living in a pandemic or something. Walk your hands back to your right foot. And then pivot square, so your back heel is high. Now your left hand is flat. Reach your right arm up, lunge twist. So that's what it's going to take, opening up the hips and getting that space coming out of your low back, and then rotating in through your torso. And breathe in through your nose. And as you exhale, bring your gaze and right hand down to the ground. Kick your right leg back and up, three-legged dog. Kick through the heels, straighten the legs best you can. You see if you're lifting one hip higher than the other. Use your belly, use your hands, draw your hips square. Breathe in together. And as you exhale, step your right foot all the way through. And then bend your left leg, step your left foot to the top. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bow forward, fold. Inhale, rise, circle the arms, stand up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Get a little lighter in your head. Feel it. Inhale, arms up. Every time we transition, exhale, dive. Head below your heart, fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant the hands, 2 big steps back. Come into your high plank. And feet are hip-width apart. Claw the mat with your fingertips. Take your left ankle behind your right ankle. Cross. Use that action to squeeze the inner thighs. Keep those hips up if they're falling down. And connect to your belly, hands on the ground. You can always deepen the breath, right? So when the intensity starts to show, and deepen the breath, strengthen the body, uncross your left foot, step it all the way outside your left hand, big step. And both hands inside, and propping your chest up. And feel your hips, pivot your back heel down, and then start to walk your hands over to the right. Your left toes turn in, your right toes turn out, and then a side lunge. So we're just kind of moving and shifting the pelvis towards the right foot, as your left leg remains straight. And gaze steady on one spot. There's enough going on sensationally through your body, and where if you're looking all over the place and your eyes are just drifting and your head is moving, right, it's a bunch of energy that you don't need to exhaust. Keep the eyes still on one spot. And walk the hands all the way back to your left foot. Pivot square into your lunge, back heel high. Set your right hand flat. And then twist. Reach your left arm up. And firm the hand into the ground. And feel your muscular body respond to the firmness of the ground. And then all you got to do is breathe more length. Slow down your exhale. And bring your gaze and left hand down onto the mat. And then kick your left leg all the way back. Three-legged dog. Straighten your legs best you can. And keep breathing as you're inverted, head below your heart. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot through. Step your right foot forward. Come to the top of the mat. Big toes touch. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, sweep the arms, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. Now with your legs together, arms by your sides. Rock the weight into your heels, bend your legs, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. And bring your hands to your heart center, right elbow outside your left thigh. Tap the elbow, take an inhale, and twist a little bit deeper as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center, and tap the elbow, left elbow to your right thigh. Feel the twist and take an inhale and twist a little bit deeper as you exhale. And come back to center, inhale, and stand up, arms by your sides, tailbone down. Feel that rush. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, dive, forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant the hands, step back into your high plank, bend your arms, chaturanga, elbows in. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips, come back into your downward facing dog. And 3 to 5 breaths in your dog. Bye, Jack. And feel the openness down your center line. Maintain the endurance through your belly. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot through. Inhale to rise, arms up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Pull your chest forward, straighten your left leg. Inhale, back up, arms over your head. And now exhale, warrior two. Pivot your back heel down, arms into the T. Left hand to your left hip. Easy. Flip your right palm up, and then reach your right arm up and back. Left hand into your left hip as you draw your front knee away from the pressure in your back heel. And feel the stretch in your right side body. And then come on back up, right arm forward. Place your right hand on your right hip. You got it. Straighten your front leg and turn your right toes in, both hands on your hips. Look sideways, inhale. Exhale, hinge, come halfway down. And pull your thighs up. And feel the stretch into the back of your hamstrings. And place both hands down onto the mat. And so your hands are shoulder width distance apart. You can always widen your stance. So if your back body is tighter, take your feet wider. If you're more open, and bring your feet in a little bit closer. And then you're working that hinge. So the perspective is hinge versus round and through the spine. When you're opening up through your back body, your hamstrings, even your glutes or your shoulders, you're activating the front body. You can put a little bend to your knees, place both hands back to your hips, inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, rise, come all the way up to stand. In standing, head above your heart, and bring your feet in a little bit closer, so they're about 3 to 4 feet apart. Turn your right toes back to the top of your mat. Kick your back heel out, square your hips best you can. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, hinge, flat back. Sensation to the back of your right leg. And then you can slowly bring your hands down to the ground. Keep pulling your heart forward. And soften your chin down. Wrap that outer right hip back. And as long as you're feeling it in your hamstring, keep your back heel rooted down. And draw into your belly. Take 3 breaths here in your body. Now supporting the transitions through the knees, hands are on the ground. Pivot your back heel high and set your hands down. Step your right foot back and then kick your left leg out to the right. So you're on the outer edge of your left foot. And your arms are straight, plenty of room. Feel your upper inner thighs scissor. And then if you draw your left hip back, you should feel a sensation on your left leg. Breathe into it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your left foot back. Step into your high plank. Inhale. Bend your arms. Exhale. Chaturanga. Tops of the feet. Inhale. Upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Arms straight, legs are getting more straight, and feel the progression of your breath and continue to experience your body. This is all about your experience, your breath and your body with your mind. Stay with it. And keep your right foot down as it is. Inhale to lift your left leg up. And exhale, big step, left foot all the way in between your hands. Feel your feet. Inhale, rise, arms up. And as we exhale, bring the arms by your sides, chest forward, right leg straight. And go back up. Inhale, arms reach. Good balance. Pivot your back heel down, warrior 2. So it's externally rotating you open and through your hips. Okay, you breathe here by connecting to your feet. And strengthening your legs. Take your right hand onto your right hip. And then flip your left palm and reverse your warrior. And feel your feet, spread your knees, right shoulder is down, and the hand is pressing into the hip. And basically, you're just feeling the breath lift you up, stand you up. It's all an interpretation of standing mountain pose. And bring your left arm back like warrior 2. Left hand onto your left hip, straighten your front leg. Pivot, turn your left toes in. Hands on hips, balance. Take an inhale, look up. Exhale, hinge, come halfway down. And feel what's going on in your hips and your low back. And creating evenness and draw of strength in through the front of your thighs. Take your hands down onto the mat, shoulder width apart. Remember, more of a hinge versus a fold. And if you're tight, take your feet wider. If you're open, bring your feet in a little closer. And so slide your chest forward as you hinge. And it's nice to really feel the balls of your feet. And it feels like you're rotating your inner thighs and pulling them back behind you. And straight arms, inhale to a flat back. Place your hands back to your hips. Take an inhale. And exhale, rise. Come all the way up. So if you went wide stance like me, shorten it up a little bit. 3 to 4 feet. Heel toe, turn your left toes forward. And then turn your back heel out. So that's squaring our hips to the top of the mat. And proud chest, feel your feet. And then begin to hinge. And through a flat back. You feel the sensation in your hamstring and support with your front body. Remember when you're opening up your back body, and then gently bring your hands down onto the ground. Outer left hip draws back, which means the hamstring's got to open up. The inner thigh has got to lengthen out as well. Long arms help. If not, hands on blocks, some support, anything to elevate and keep this weight out of your low back. And pivot your back heel high. Set your hands flat. Step your left foot back. You're a little bit above plank. And then kick your right leg through to the left. Walk your right foot out. And so your hands are plenty in front. You feel your upper inner thighs cross. And then as you pull the heart forward, hands down. And feel in through your outer thigh, T-band tissue into your outer hip. And your piriformis, your glute. And stay with it. Inhale. And bring your right foot back. Step back into a high plank. Exhale. Together. Breathe in. And exhale. Bend your arms. Flow. Chaturanga. Tops of the feet. Inhale. Up dog. Feel that space in your body. Exhale. And come back into your downward facing dog. You put a lot of practice here onto your hands. Use more legs, use more belly, and so that you're not dumping. And see, your arms just becomes pillars to support. Rather than having your arms and taking on the brunt of the strength, you have much larger muscles that can do that for you. Big toes together. Bend your knees. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, hop or walk to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, stand up, arms over your head. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. Put all the weight into your right foot and lift your left knee in front. Tap the toes down and then lift the knee in front. And so the palms together continue and help stabilize and connect you to your core. So even if your knee isn't lifting that high, the range of motion will vary from hip to hip. And keep it going. Tap, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, and keep it up on 1. Wrap your left leg over your right leg. Palms stay together in front of your heart. Inner thighs squeeze, and then bend your standing leg any amount. And chest stays proud, eyes focus, soften on one spot. And you want to feel those wobbles and come back to your breath. And slowly rise. Use your belly, use your back, lift your left knee. And step your left foot down. Keep your palms together, weight into your left heel. Inhale, lift your right knee in front. You can do it. And then tap your right toes down. Exhale up. Four, 3, 2, keep it up on 1. Cross your right leg over. And feel the hips trying to shift and relatively square. Bend your standing leg, squeeze those inner thighs. Use your palms together, connecting to your midline. Focus on one spot. And stand up. Inhale, right knee lifts. And exhale, right foot down, arms by your side. Balance, standing, feel your feet. And tailbone down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, flow, dive, hands to the mat. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Plant the hands, step or light hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. And spread the fingers, wrap the elbows in, and keep the strength in your legs so you're getting in a little bit deeper. And now really observing that we're not dumping the weight into the shoulders. Left foot down, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow across your body. And then inhale, kick back and up. And take your right knee above your right elbow, higher towards the armpit. Inhale, kick your right leg back and up. And exhale, step your right foot through to lunge. Lower your back knee down. Untuck your toes and bring your hips forward. Walk your hands up to your right thigh. And roll your shoulders down. So you're laying your hips into the lunge. And drawing your chest, heart center, sternum nice and proud. And then start to turn your chest to the right. Take your left elbow and hook it around the outside of your thigh. You've tacked this before. And now palms together. And so you're in a twist with your lunge. And keep your twist. Take your gaze back down, just inside your right foot. Curl your back toes under, use the ground, and then exhale, lift your left knee. With the twist, we're going to inhale, tap the knee down, and then exhale, lift the knee up. Inhale, tap the knee down, Exhale, lift the knee up. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, down. And exhale, up. Okay, you'll feel it get tight. Inhale, down. And then exhale, up. 1 more. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. This will feel good. Keep it up. And then bring your hands back to the mat. You can do it. Keep your right leg bent. Relax any grip in your toes. Inhale, rise, arms up. And exhale, warrior 2. Ooh, straighten your front leg. That's the good part. Now reverse your triangle. Right hand up, left hand down. Right? This could be a bit to lift the chin. And so if it's too much, just keep your chin down. Feel your right side with your legs straight and come back, reach forward. And then right hand down to your shin, to your ankle, or that hip is so open that your hand touches the ground and your left arm reaches straight up. And breathe into everything. Every thought, every sensation, every transition, every idea, every concern, breathe into everything. That's why if you haven't been to the studio, it says on the side of the studio, outside, breathe. Press through your back heel, inhale, rise back up. And exhale, bend your front leg, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse your warrior 2, reach back. And as you exhale, windmill your hands to the mat. Pivot your back heel high. Kick your right leg back, 3-legged plank. Feel the kick through your heels, draw through your ribs. And exhale, knee to your nose, crunch. Inhale, kick back, look forward. And exhale, knee to your nose, crunch. Inhale, kick back, look forward. Exhale, knee to your nose. Now shift your hips forward, bring your knee to the mat in between your thumbs. And so your right heel is tucked. Use your hands, come up to your fingertips. And then you can untuck your toes. So use your arms, if that's fairly intense, to have your right leg bent in this way. And support yourself with the breath in. And then we're going to go for the stretch in the front of your left thigh. So walk your hands over towards the right. Shoulders away from your ears. And as you lift your heart up, you can find the sensation into your psoas, left hip crease, a low belly, into your inner thigh through your low back. And breathe as you bring your gaze back to the center of your mat. And plant your palms. Tuck your back toes. Look at your arms, they're straight. Lift off your left knee. Slide your right leg back. Tuck your toes. You're in a plank position. Take an inhale. Bend your arms, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Feel your hips. And exhale, use your thighs. And come back into your downward facing dog. Take 3 to 5 deep breaths in your down dog, please. Right foot down. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, big step, left foot all the way through. And lower your right knee down. Hands to your left thigh. And then draw your chest up, shoulders down. And feel your front leg bent. We're lifting the heart away from the ground in your front heel. Turn your chest to the left. And take your right elbow, tack it to the outside of your thigh. Right, so that's a win for sure. Palms together in front of your heart center. And then you've got your twist, the broadness through your upper back. Take your gaze down. Curl your back toes under. And as you exhale, lift your right knee off the mat. And keep your gaze centered. Inhale, tap the knee down. And exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, back up. 2 more. Inhale, tap. And then exhale, lift. 1 more. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Good balance. Bring your hands back to the mat. and support. Bend that front leg. Release the grip in your toes. Feel the base of your pelvis. Ground down. Inhale, rise. Reach your arms up. And exhale, warrior two. Oh yeah, here's the good part. Straighten your front leg. And come up out of that left hip crease. You got it. And then reverse your triangle. Left hand up, right hand crawling down your right leg. And there's strength in your thighs by connecting to the balls of your feet. And then there's strength in your bum, lifting out of your low back. Breathe into your left side body. Keep the legs straight. Start to bring yourself back. And that left hip is open. Reach and take your hand down to your shin, ankle. You'll know it when you know it. Hand to the ground. And then your right arm goes straight up. You support yourself along the way. If your hand's on your shin, this is a much better place to be if that allows you to breathe. And then over time, repetition and drawing yourself through your breath. And feel your body open. And you work the breath in your transition. Press down into your back foot. Inhale, rise, come all the way up. And exhale, bend your front leg to the edge of your warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Plant, pivot on your back toes. Kick your left leg back. Kick through your heels. Left foot is hovering in space. And hip is in line with the heel. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose. Crunch. Inhale, kick back. Look forward. Exhale, knee to your nose. Crunch. One more. Kick back. Look forward. Knee to your nose. Stay. Slide your gaze forward. Left knee in between your palms. And so the left leg is tucked. You can release your back toes and use your arms. Little kickstand as you feel into your left thigh. You don't be surprised if one psoas is tighter than the other. As the hips settle, crawl the hands up and over to the left. Chest is up, shoulders down. And as you draw the center of your chest to the left, ground the top of your back foot, you should be able to find sensation. It's deeper. It's not so much on the surface of your right hip crease. It's deeper. And breathe into it. And start to walk your hands back to center. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee. You're halfway there. Step your left foot back. Come into a high plank, nice and light. Inhale. Belly in, chaturanga. Exhale. Tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, lift your hips and come back into your down dog. Great job. Breathe in. And as you exhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. And feet are apart. And you can grab onto your ankles. You can hold on to your big toes, or you can slide your hands all the way underneath the front toes to your wrist crease. You release any bite in your jaw, let go of any tension in your neck. And you may not even change the appearance of the legs, but inside, you know that soft part on the back of the knee, if you draw that back a little bit, and you'll feel your feet firm into the ground or into your hands. And it's going to draw that expansion, because remember, your center is a practice of expansion and contraction. It's not a finite line. Like you can draw a line on a piece of paper. That's not your center. Your center expands and contracts. It's part of your awareness. It's part of your process. It's the ability to flow with your center no matter what you're doing. Yoga poses, and driving in the car, any other activity. Put a slight bend to your knees. Take your hands out, please. Separate your feet so that they're mat width. Turn your heels in, toes out, and then start to squat. As you squat, and let your bum get as heavy as it can. Okay, just so you all know, these are my bones. So my butt doesn't go all the way down. That's okay. If yours does, feet flat. And then either way, palms together in front of your heart. And feel the relationship inner thighs to your low back into your shoulder blades. And if you're gripping anything in between, keep your tongue soft. Take 3 more breaths. Feel the sensation. At the end of your exhale, take your hands forward and down and start to walk your hips forward. Feel your hips as you come out of the squat. Set your hands, step your feet back in so that they're hip width distance apart. Ooh, straight legs. Stretch to get your shoulders over your wrist. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly bend your arms and we lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chest down, untuck your toes. You lift baby cobra, elbows in, and curl your right heel into your bum. And reach back with your right hand, grab for the outside of your right foot. Your left leg stays straight, and then reach your left hand forward out onto the floor. And so use your left hand to guide the kick into your right hand. Press your hips down. Slide your gaze forward and breathe. Letting any of that stickiness go in through your belly. You slowly switch, soften your chin, release your right foot, and then your left heel curls in as your right hand comes forward. And reach back with your left hand, grab for the outside of your foot, ankle or shin. And square hips, and shoulders back, kick into your left hand. At the end of your exhale, soften the chest, release your left ankle. And then take both of your arms out in front and both of your legs back if you need to scoot down your mat a little bit. And then tuck your chin, bring your forehead onto your mat, please. Let your shoulders go, let your neck go. Please bring your forehead back off the mat. Okay. Turn your chin a little bit side to side. You bend your right leg, reach back for your right ankle. And then bend your left leg and reach back for both ankles. As you hold on to the outside of the ankles and press your hips down. And exhale, kick. Lengthen and rise. And connect to your breath and lift everything up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Softly bring yourself down, feel your back, and release your ankles, draw your belly in, press up to all fours. And as you come into your tabletop, let your tailbone settle down and feel the reverse or the adverse effect in having come out of the extension of your spine, the back bend. Give your hips a little movement from side to side. And set into your hands and so that your arms are straight and strong. And step your right foot back, step your left foot back, and let's set it up in a high plank. Hold. You notice a softness with your gaze. You're not gripping, but feeling like you've recruited all of the muscles in your body to work together here today. And stay with your jaw towards your midline. 3 more breaths. On your exhale, lift your hips, tailbone back. And then feel this downward facing dog. I know down dog is a pose that you visit quite often, but it's a great place to check in, if nothing else, throughout this hour. If you have 1 minute or 5 minutes, and to check in with what you're actually feeling, how your mind is moving. It's all worth it. Let's come into pigeon, left knee outside your left wrist, turn the shin in. And as you set the shin, ground your right knee. And it's a good time if you want a little sip of water. And then come down onto your forearms. If that's too much, you can stay on your hands. You can always have, you're practicing at home, your pillows or your yoga blocks, anything that feels good to support you in between. So, you bring yourself all the way down onto the mat. Take a breath, and wherever you've descended to, start to bring your head back up. Elbows in, come back up to your hands. And you lean off onto your left hip, and so that you can swing your right leg around in front of you. And then as you set up, scoot your bum to the center. Your left leg is bent. Cross your right ankle to the outside of your left knee. Take your right hand behind your body. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Kind of like that twist when we started. Now bring your left elbow outside your right thigh. Use your right hand behind and shoulders down. As you lift your heart up, you're welcome to close your eyes. And exhale, twist a little bit deeper. On your inhale, come back to center, open your eyes, and then bring your left hand behind, uncross your right leg, put both legs out in front of you, please. And separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And then set your hands onto your thighs, sit up tall, proud chest. And bring your palms together in front of your heart center. And see if you can lift up out of your low back, feel your sit bones ground. So it's practicing for lightness and letting go of some of the resistance as your body continues to open up. Bring your hands behind you and then swing your left leg behind. Bend your right leg and then come around. So we're back into our downward facing dog. Hips lift and palms press. And seal your lips. Draw the air in through your nose, out through your nose. Such a nice Thursday afternoon. Practice. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And single pigeon, right knee to your right wrist. Turn your shin in. And as you set your left knee down, slide it back. And this can be nice. You're also welcome to come down onto your forearms. And from your forearms, take your elbows a little wider. And possibly bring your forehead all the way down to the ground. And the sensation is a part of you completely. And so welcoming and increasing the sensitivity of your being, your body-mind connection, and through your breath, and time well spent on your yoga mat. If you're ever concerned, what are you supposed to do with a busy or an active mind? Well, you're supposed to practice with it. And let it be a part of your experience, and we're here developing and nurturing an experience and that is taking place within each of us. And what's so great about that is that your internal experience and my internal experience and somehow energetically connect. And you remember back in the day when we were in a room full of 30, 40, 50 people, you could feel that. Well, I encourage you even here, knowing that there's other people practicing, you can also feel it this way too. And slowly start to make your way back up. And come onto your hands, rock off to your right thigh, and swing your left leg around. You scoot your bum to the middle of your mat, and then your left ankle crosses outside your right thigh. Good stuff. Take your left hand behind you, and inhale, reach your right arm up. An elbow outside your thigh, so plenty of space out of your hips at this point. And yet you'll still meet the resistance of the twist. And voluntarily, as you create the shape, shoulders down, and chest proud, and as you exhale, rotate a little bit deeper. Your inhale, slowly come back to center. And release your right hand behind, uncross your legs, put them out in front of you. Again, feet are a little bit wider than your hips. And let your legs go straight, hands onto your thighs, lift up through your chest. And take a breath and sit tall with your hands in front of your heart center. Pretty good. So you're feeling for the vertical sense of your torso. If it's all leaning back and you're rounded, hips are still tight, put a little bend to your knees so you could sit up nice and tall. Either way, take your hands behind you and then scoot your bum forward. You can hold on to the back of your hamstrings and then lie down onto your back. Keep your legs bent, feet down onto the ground, interlace the fingers behind your head. And we're going to work the upper abdomen. You should feel none of this in your low back. So lift your right foot up off the ground. Exhale, left elbow to your right knee. And then go down, right foot to the ground. Lift your left foot off the ground. Exhale, right elbow to your left knee. And then inhale down. Exhale, switch. Inhale down. Switch with breath. switch, down, switch, down, switch. And now we'll pick up the pace a little bit. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet down, head down, and then go ahead and release your arms by your sides. Release your legs down your mat. And let your low back arch. And then begin to let your low back soften. It's nice moving through a full sequence and then coming into stillness, and you could feel your entire body pulsating. You could feel that you've literally gotten into each part of your body, and then as a whole, you're just kind of pulsing in that heartbeat, feeling the ground, but also feeling a tremendous sense of openness. And having come to this point of your practice. It should feel good to continue to let yourself drift here in your Shavasana, and floating on a cloud. I hope everybody enjoyed their practice today. And I hope you found your moments to be still. And equally your moments and to move and to be in the flow. And physically, at which now this all, the whole damn thing, is to flow a little bit more peace and calm into your minds, your beautiful minds. Feels good, feels good. Go out there and share it. And take your time, everyone. No rush. And when you're ready, please move nice and slowly. And as you know, if you ever have any questions, if you just want to reach out and say, hey, I love getting your messages. And look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. We got another Friday flow, November 20th, tomorrow. And have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you for your practice. Namaste.